Hello all and welcome back to Sky Factory 2.5 episode 9. This is morning time and I'm coming off a little bit of a cold, as you can probably tell from my voice, but so I've done a little extra building, and as you can see I've got the dome pretty much built, which was kind of neat, but I took a little extra time because my throat was pretty sore and I wanted to get the building projects I had been talking about kind of on the way. So I finished up the dome and I got an area for a farm setup. Which is what we're going to be doing in the first part of this. Will be like a harvester and a planter. But I wanted to show the power room off, so let's go down and take a look. And we'll come down to the power room. So we changed a little bit. It's still a little bit laggy because we haven't changed any of the lava generation, but I think ultimately we're going to go with a big reactor down here. I just need to get into the deep dark so we can get a little better source of yellowite. I don't have that set up yet, so for now we're using this, and I put my two bigger engines down here, and I'm using a couple of these just to help kind of support the grid. And so here's really how it's set up. This is the power monitor, and you can see it goes up, and I've got it set to where if it's over 75% full or less than 75% full, it will turn on a redstone signal, and then it turns off at 99% full. So it basically will feed power when the power gets lower, and then when it gets full, it will turn it back off, and it cycles through. So pretty soon it will be at 75% and it'll kick in, but we're not going to wait around for that. But it's set up pretty well where it drains most of these tanks, and these tanks will refill while it's off, so it works pretty well. So with that being said, I want to go and get started on working on the farming. So what we're going to need for that is, first of all, I'll show you where I built it. So I've got a new area over here that I built outside the wall. And underneath here is where we're set up with wiring and stuff. And I've put a export bus, which will export the seeds into the planter. And the planter will be down here, one block below the dirt. And then I'm going to have the harvester up there. And let's go up there and check out that setup real quick. And I think this is like 15 by 15, so I'll have to play around with upgrades to get the right upgrade for that. But we're going to set the harvester here. Here's power coming in. And then we've got ME, and we've got a fluid import bus, and we have an ME import bus. So it should import the sludge, and it will also import the items that are harvested. And then I'm going to feed them back in, the seeds, with an export bus and some capacity cards. So let's get started building those parts. Let me go down to the ME system, and we're going to say harvester, if I spell it right. And I should have everything in here for this. And we're going to also say planter. What am I missing? Oh, a regular machine frame, which I can make really quick. Thought I had one of those ready, but we can craft it real fast. No problem. There it is. And planter. Okay. So now let's go up top and place the harvester. Get on the right spot. I don't want to go up to the dome. Let's go here. I'll probably have to put a travel block here too. Okay, so the harvester is now placed, and that will harvest anything we plant here. And this will take anything that it harvests. And what we're going to start with is rubber trees. And while we're here, let's put shear leaves yes. And that will make it where it'll keep any leaves, and we can feed that into the dirt system and automate that in as well. And then let's go to under the farm, and we'll place our planter right there. So that's good. I think we're good on lighting too. I saw it get kind of dark. Let's go ahead and put some saplings in there. And I'm fine with rubber saplings. And you know what? While we're here, we'll also look at the Minicio seeds. I don't know if I have any of them made. But this is to start magical crops. So let's just plant one of those for now. I can get more of those from processing grass, so it's not hard to get more. So maybe we'll go ahead and make 2. And hopefully we'll get more of these in, and we'll get more seeds in. So those are those. We'll put those in as well. So let's put this here. We'll just put rubber in the top left corner. We'll turn consume stack off. And then I'll put the Minicio seeds down there. And that should allow us to plant in that area. So let's go up and take a look at how it looks. So, okay, yeah, so this is the problem. It's, we don't have any upgrades in it yet for distance, so we need to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. So let's take a look at the upgrade recipes and make a couple of those. So let's say upgrade, if I can spell. I'm having a hard time spelling today. So we need a bronze upgrade. So we're going to need a couple bronze ingots. What was the middle thing? Was that plastic? I think it might have been. Yeah, so we need some raw plastic too. Let's get 6 of those. I think I already have a recipe for that. So we need 6. And I think we're good. Okay, so there's our 2 upgrades. That should make it where it lines up properly. So we'll put 1 in here. Which should, when I clicked on it, put it in there. And then the harvester is going to be a little longer anyway, so let's go up. That looks a little better. And that will up the harvesting time. Now we should have planted the Minicio seeds. Let me just look here. It did. I'm looking for them though. Oh, they put it right here. We also need to get some growth pulsers set up. I'm going to ultimately use this for magic crops, so I want to get those set up, but I'm going to at least get some leaves in. That should all come from the import bus. I'd like to, you know what, let's go ahead and I guess twerk out here a little bit and see if it harvests it. Let's see what that harvester does. Oh, look there! It's spitting them out the back. It looks like I need to put storage on this. That's fine. We can do that real quick. Let me go get a chest. And we'll put all that there, and the import bus needs to come this way. And that will take it into the ME system. Devices online. Yep, there they go. And then as those complete, it should pull in there. And I think we're getting sludge. Let's make sure. Yep, so there's our sludge. So the last thing we need to do is set up our sludge boiler. I should have everything. Oh yeah, I also need a machine frame for that. Done. And I'm going to get a little bit of conduit. For this, and I'll get ME conduit as well. And we're also going to need an import bus because this is going to generate items. Craft. And that should be done. There we go. And we'll go to under farm, and I'm going to do it. Oh, and I need a fluid export bus for the sludge as well. So let's go into our liquid terminal, or fluid terminal. Grab a bucket. None of these have... Let's go ahead and make a bucket. Oops. So now we can take our fluid terminal here, we'll select sludge, and then we'll fill that and make a sludge bucket. That's so we can set our fluid export bus to sludge. And give me a fluid export bus. Alright, and I think... Let me check my channels here too, just to make sure we've got plenty left, because this is the line that's going out. We've got 3 of 8. I'm going to need 2 more. So let's go here. And I'm going to put this in the back, because it puts out like a... this aura about it that basically makes it where it slows you down and gives you like nausea and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to drop our boiler here. Oh, you know what? That might not work. Let me try facing it this way. Because I don't remember if there's like an output on this. I think I can just pull it out. So what we'll do is we'll come off this side and this side. And I'm going to need some smart cable. Okay, I've got my smart cable. We'll go here. Come up with our smart cable. We're going to do an import bus. And then we're going to do an export bus. In the fluid export bus, we're going to set to sludge. Sludge is coming in. We want to back up, see we're getting that poisoned effect from it. Because it's boiling the sludge. I want to make sure that this is pulling the items in. So once we get a bucket of sludge in there, it will continue along. I'm going to go ahead and put it in. And that can generate dirt and all sorts of things. So let's put this sludge bucket back in here. That should get put back out. And we should see that this did some work. Now, I'm not sure if it needs to fill up or not, so... Oh, it has stuffed items. Okay, that means that we need to collect it. Let's just take a look in the back here. So I thought that I could pull it out with a import bus, but apparently not. Maybe I need to put an inventory next to it. Well, I have a chest just for that. So let me take this and instead put the chest here. There we go. Okay, so now... well... Taking a risk staying here, but... Take it over here. Smart cable. And then we'll do our import bus over here. And there we go. So that should work. Yep, there we go. So now that's generating, it'll generate dirt, it'll generate clay, it'll generate sand, quite a few items as an output from that. So that's our basic setup. Let me, yeah, unfortunately I'm also taking hunger damage here, so yep, I'm going to get over here before I die. And let me eat something. I think I have some stews in here. That's a little better. And we'll let that heal up. Alright, that's better. And so now you can see why we're putting this down here. I think we're good on sludge right now. Let me check the levels. It's good. So as long as those things don't grow while I'm finishing this. Oh, see, it's got its little ore right there. That's why I'm putting it out of the way. And I'll just refinish my... Oh, I think I lost one of the blocks. I can just chisel one real quick. Right there. And then I can put this in with... I can fill in the rest of this off camera. So we've got this set up now. There's the sludge boiler that's processing the sludge that comes in from the harvester that produces sludge every time it harvests. And then we've got the planter out here. Now I just need to set up this export bus with some capacity cards, which has already been done. And let me get... I should have rubber. So rubber leaves are coming in. We'll get that in a minute. I want to put the rubber saplings back in there, and I also want to put in Manesio seeds, but I don't know if I have any of those in yet because they won't have quite completed. So let me go ahead and put this in so it's feeding the rubber saplings back in, and then once we get, you can see once we put this export bus in, we can put everything we're trying to grow, and then if we maintain stacks in there, it won't put anything else in the wrong place. So now it'll start feeding saplings back in and plant them. Same thing will happen with Manesio seeds, and since we're not consuming the stack, it'll always go back in the same place. And once we get enough of them going, which I'm going to be working a little bit on magic crops off camera, we'll get that back. We'll get the right seeds in there, and eventually we'll have all different types of seeds here and be planting them and feeding them back into the system. So let's take a look upstairs real quick. You can see it's harvesting away. So we're going to call that here. I'm going to come back in a little bit. We're going to work a little bit on magic crops off camera. And then we're going to be working on a sugarcane farm because we need to start automating books in order to make auto enchanting. So that's going to be our next step. Alright, we're back. And as you can see, we have our Manesio farm pretty much going. It's looking pretty good. I've switched to oak in the middle because I've got a ton of rubber. And it took a little bit to get this going. I also put some pulsers downstairs. I'll show those real quick. I've been starting to clean up a little bit down here as well, but these are the growth pulsers. They take quite a bit of Manesio to make, so I've been running my mob farm a lot to get Manesio. That's a great way to get your Manesio starting out. And then as you get your seeds built and you get your growth pulsers going, your income starts coming from plants and not from the spawner, but the spawner's still running, so I have quite a bit of essence in here. 11,000 buckets of essence. So we're going to be very shortly getting onto auto enchanting so we can use that up, but we need books for that. So that's what we're doing now. So I've got it set up over here, my sugarcane farm. I don't have much sugarcane, which is a problem, but we'll just kind of let it come in. That's why I haven't quite completed it. When this gets done, this is going to be a solid glass roof, but I need to be able to get the sugarcane under there, so I've left a gap just so I can get down in here, place the sugarcane, and then once I get it down here, it will start, I'll just cover it up, so it will look a lot better. So what we're going to do for this is I've made a little bit of red alloy wire. Let's go over these couple recipes because they're actually from Red Logic, which reminds me of Red Power from way back when. It's pretty cool. I love that mod, so it's pretty cool to see something that is similar to it. But let's look at the recipes real quick. It's real simple. Iron with redstone around and make 16 of these red alloy wire, which you can stick to the side of pistons. It's really compact. And I'm also making a timer, and that's just to kick this off. So I could do this with a bud switch. Since we're in 1.7.10, there are a couple bud switch designs that still work, but it's kind of chatty if you do that, because you'll have a bud switch on every one of this, and every time it grows, it would fire the pistons, and I hate piston noise. So I'm going to set this to just hit the pistons like every 5 minutes, and just leave it at that. So let's set the timer on the end here. The other thing I like about it is I can place this on glass, so I can leave this as glass so you can see what's going on. I like that just so you have visibility. So that's really nice as well. So let's put the timer here. And it's going to start, and let's configure it to 5 minutes. So we're going to do 300 seconds. which is 60 times 5. Minus 1 second. So every 5 minutes, that's going to fire. And then we're going to run our wire. Well, let's go ahead and finish off our little arch here. We're going to have to put a piston in both sides. And this is just to show you how I've done the rest of this. I didn't want to do all this on camera because it's the same thing all the way down. It's pretty similar to vanilla farms that you've probably seen. Did I already finish this wall off? I did. Oh, this is the back wall. Okay, sorry, I got turned around. So we'll do that anyway. So we got that, and then so the pistons are there, they're facing in, and we also need to put a glass pane. And what the glass pane does is it keeps the sugarcane, as it's pushed off, from going over the middle channel. Then it's going to come down this water channel here, and these are 8 long, coming both directions. And there's a chest that I've already placed down there that's hooked into ME. Since we've done that so many times, I'm not going to show it again. And we're going to put a hopper on top of it. That will collect any of the sugarcane and automatically put it into that chest. And we could probably put another one here. I may end up doing that, but for now, this is probably enough. Until we get enough generated, it's not a big deal. So, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. I've got the pistons. We'll go ahead and put another one here, and I'll have to put one on this side, and then we'll take our pistons. Because I don't see any reason why we couldn't generate here as well. Oops. Oops, broke my glass. That's fine. We'll fix it from the outside. Let's jump in place. There we go. And then I should have extra sand, which I don't. So I'm going to put a couple sand here, but that's fine. Lets me get underneath if I need to, because this stuff is blocking it. So that's fine for now. And let's get out, fix our little wiring issues. So the wire just places like that. It's pretty nice. And we're going to keep our little one every other setup here. And I just want to make it where I can jump on top, place my sugarcane, and then I shouldn't have to get back inside this thing. So let's close it up and let's connect our wires. It makes a breaking sound every time you do it, but it seems to work. Here we go. And just to prove it's working, let's change this down to, let's say, 10 seconds. Oop, that's too fast. And drop that down. So every 10 seconds that's going to fire right now. And as you can tell, the piston noise would get very annoying. That's why I'm going to set it to 5 minutes. But you can see they fire and everything is fine. So let's set that back up. Alright, perfect. So that's a 5-minute cycle. And let's go ahead and grab our sugarcane real quick. We'll place it in where it goes. I've got seeds. And I've got sugarcane. I think the sugarcane came from a loot bag. And the seeds came from sifting. So let's jump up here real quick. And we'll go ahead and place this stuff. This one there. 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 And now I can actually close that off, which I will in just a moment. Okay, we'll let those grow. And we probably want to do this just so we don't have them bouncing up on us. Make sure you close it off after you get to the point where you can access everything. So this one can be accessed from the other side, so we'll close that off as well. And now those should grow, and that will take some time. So we'll hang out here a second. We'll wait for them to grow. Okay, we had to make a minor modification. We need to add a repeater in, and the reason is the ticks were too short. Like the piston would come out for one tick, and it was not enough to push the sugarcane into the channel. So I had to add a repeater in here, which we've got about a minute or so till it's gonna. So I'll show it real quick. If you look at the repeater recipe, it's just like a vanilla repeater, except for you put a round of redstone around it, and that just makes it so you can stick it to a wall. Otherwise, a regular repeater would work. It does basically the same thing, and it gives you more options. So I have the delay set to 8, and I also had to make this screwdriver here, which is very simple. Just yellow and black ink, and that's just so we can sort of maintain it and turn these things. So like if I wanted to, I could turn them around, but I want the out to be on top. And I don't want to mess with the timer right now because it's about to go off. So that makes the out go to the top, and the in comes from the timer. So now this will still fire on the same interval, but it will send a tick here, which will be an 8-tick pulse instead of a 1-tick pulse, which should be enough to push it in. So we're going to hope it works. We had a couple where you can see we've gotten a few more pieces of sugar in here, and that's just because we've had a couple for testing purposes. There we go. And now that's in the channel. Perfect. You'll see it go down and into the hopper, which goes back into our system, and then we can just go down to our ME system and get it. So that will work pretty well. I've got 2 plans for the rest of this episode. I want to create a wireless card so I don't have to keep running down so wireless security for the ME system. And I also want to get auto enchanting set up. So I'm going to go get ready for those, and we will be back in a bit. Okay, we're back, and we've only got a few minutes left in the episode, so we're only going to get one of our 2 goals completed, and that's going to be wireless access to the ME system. So I've got most of those patterns ready to go. The first thing I want to do is create a charging pad so I can charge the wireless terminal when I have it in my inventory. It'll be useful for other things too, like when I get powered tools and stuff like that. I just haven't really worried about it much because I'm not doing a lot of manual mining. So I've got everything I need in there for the charge pad. I've got let's go ahead and look at the recipes we've got in here first. I put together quite a few, as well as the terminal. So you have to go for, at least for the highest charge pad, you have to have this resonant flux capacitor. So you need to get the recipes in for all of these, and you're going to need all of the ingredients for those, which are all stuff that we've used before. So I'm not going to go over those individually. I've just got everything I need for that. Plus, for the wireless thing, there is quite a bit of patterns needed for that as well. I wanted to get a universal wireless terminal that will combine basically an ME terminal and a fluid terminal in one, so I can do that remotely. So this is everything that's involved in that, and we're going to craft it in here so we can see what's required. But it's pretty involved. So you're going to need to go through all of this to get ready for that. So let's go ahead and make the charge pad. And I will say craft, and this is everything that's required. This is kind of new for us, but it's just like the other conducting coils, except for you turn it the other way in the crafting terminal. So it's top left to bottom right, and it has electrum in the middle. So it's a higher level conductance coil, and everything else we've seen before. And I've got crafts for all those. So here we go. We're going to do that. We've got our charge pad, and I'm going to place it right here, which I've got it ready to go. It's probably draining the crap out of our power right now, but that's alright. So now, while that's charging up, let's try to make ourselves a wireless terminal, which I've also got that ready to go in here. So I should be able to take this, and it's got it where it's already set up in the patterns where this will probably look pretty easy, because all you have to do is create these, but we'll go over what's involved in creating those after we get this done. So let's start that. And that is done with fluid. And we also need a security terminal, which I also put in here. And you can see this takes a little more. This takes an ME chest, which we've never used before, but it's a very straightforward pattern. Storage components, these are all things we have patterns for, so they're much faster thanks to the ME system. But it's funny that you need the ME system to speed up the ME system, but that's kind of how it's designed to work. So we've got those ready. And see how that's charging me up? The terminal is gaining power. So that's great. And it's already full and ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead and put the security terminal here, but we'll probably end up moving it. That's just so I can set it to this network. I just don't like where it is right there, because I'm also running out of channels. I'm also going to need, now I'm going to need to attune this to the network, basically. So I take this terminal, and I set it in here, and it attunes it to the network. So now it'll say no signal, but it's charged. So what I need to do is I need to now set a wireless access point, which I think I have that ready as well. And if I don't, we can make it real quick. So let me make that wireless transmitter, and that's all we really need for it. This is the parts that we need. So this is what it needs for the antenna. And then if I take this and put it here, that's what we need. So this is a wireless access point. And what we need to do is just set that onto MIMI cable, and I think the perfect place for that is right on top right here. And that gives us some range to where we can access it wirelessly. So now you can see we can see everything, and I need to get some of those bows cleaned out, which I will be going over next time, as a matter of fact. As an aside, I already set up an auto anvil to clean some of these out, and it should be taking, like right here, it's taking a bow and it's auto repairing it. I got that set up, but we're going to go over that when we go over enchanting, because that's going to be part of enchanting. I just got it set up to clean out some of our storage because it was getting full. But anyways, our wireless point is here. The only problem is we don't have a lot of range. I think it's like 8 blocks or something crazy. So if I get over here, I may even be out of range of it. Oops. See? So what I need to do is get some range boosters. I've got patterns for that in there as well. So let's look up booster. And let's craft like 10 of those. And we'll let them go. So what that's going to do is give us plenty of range ups. And what you'll take those. And I don't remember how many they are a piece. There you go. But see, it's 47 meters now. So 47 blocks around this is much better. Probably will cover most of the base. I'll probably create more of those offline, but from now, from over here, I can access it. So, and I can get everything I need, I can store, I can pull stuff out, so it keeps me from having to pull everything around. I'll probably keep this over in this corner of my inventory. So if I bring my inventory up, these fans are still pushing me around, I'll just keep it over here, and I can just put stuff in there as I need, and as long as I'm in range, which I'll get enough boosters in there that I will be, throughout the entire base, and then I'll be able to get access to whatever I need. So that concludes the wireless setup portion. And next episode we'll probably get into the auto enchanting like I was talking about, and we'll be using the books to enchant items over here and armor and that sort of thing. So that will wrap this episode up. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.